Hi guys, my name's Cam. I am a full-time freelance filmmaker and I run a small media production company called Craftlight Media. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 different topics of what I've learned so far in doing just over a year of freelance filmmaking. These 5 different topics are going to be stuff that you can start doing tomorrow, or better yet, you can start doing it today. Get that ball rolling with your business or your freelance career and yeah, just make it worthwhile. Let's kick off with topic number 1, which is going to be talking to your network. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can't stress enough how important it is to sort of maintain these connections, even from people that you've worked on jobs 3 months ago. Keep that ball rolling, keep having those conversations, meet those people, and then stay with those people. Don't just do like a one and done and think, oh, I'm just going to get onto the next project. Get on the projects, talk to the people, keep those conversations going. Maybe they're working on a passion project and they need crew, which unfortunately might be unpaid. You're still getting hands-on with those people. You're gaining experience that you might not know already, ultimately forming a connection, a relationship with that person. I think it's important to also maintain conversation in people's inboxes, whether that be something as simple as asking them what they had for dinner, asking them about their hobbies, maybe they've got games that they play on the side, or even if they're in a different ecosystem of camera as you, ask them about that ecosystem of camera, ask them about their lens choices and why they're with that specific brand. Maybe you're looking at investing into an ecosystem of camera and you don't know what to choose yet. These people are your bread and butter for maintaining your network. Just as a quick disclaimer with that topic, this is where conversation can get very, very mixed. As an example, if I received a message in my inbox that said something along the lines of, "Hi, what kit do you use?" Come on, bro. It takes 2 seconds to go onto a profile. You can see that me personally, I'm a Sony shooter. I've got a link in my link tree on my Instagram, for example, to my gear list. The gear list lends you onto my camera packages that I've got there. Maybe click on that, check it out, ask a specific question about a piece of gear that you know that I own. So topic number 2 is going to be really, really generic, but it's ultimately something I see that people don't do all of the time. People who have been in the industry for years and people who are looking at just starting out as well. They're asking all these specific questions, but ultimately they're not uploading, they're not being active every single week. So it's very important to be socially active, not just for one day or 1 week, every week, even just to scroll down your feed, like a couple of posts, maybe do a bit of reposting if that's your thing, share someone else's work, maybe comment on someone else's work, comment a specific thing about their work, like I mentioned on the previous topic. I just think it's so important to actually talk to your community and sort of give back in a little way. Everybody wants support at the end of the day. Everyone's in it for themselves. That is correct. So I guess you could think of it a little bit transactional. It's kind of like I'm going to give reputation and respect and I'm going to try and get that back from other people, if that makes sense. And I also think it's important to post your projects, even if they're just passion projects. That's how you get people on your radar. That's how you might get paid work from that, because people like your idea. It's just important to always keep yourself active, just getting the ball rolling with it. Kind of similar thing with this video, to be honest. I think it's important to be nosy with people's work whilst you're having a look on people's feeds, but maybe not outright copy them. Takeaway from that specific topic is giving people a gentle reminder, here I am, I exist. You can either acknowledge me or you can just ignore me until I come up in your feed again. Either way, I'm going to be subconsciously in your brain when you go to sleep at night. Okay, maybe not that deep. So topic number 3 is kind of a niche one. It's going to be become a business chameleon, and that sounds scary on paper, but honestly, it's not that bad. When I say business chameleon, I mean in a sense if you've got to understand all aspects of business, even if you're just freelance filmmaking and you're getting hired by other filmmakers for referrals, it's important to understand how to speak to people, and eventually you are going to be face to face with clients, which are people who don't understand how the industry works, don't understand the lingo, and not as much of a care about it as you do. So don't be too passionate with them. Understands, there is that boundary of professionalism and you should never cross it, basically. So I think being a business chameleon is also important to being, well, I like to say, introverted in the industry or extroverted in the industry. There are definitely 2 types of people within that, and I see a lot of introverted people. It makes sense, right? Because you're in it for yourself. But you unfortunately have to be extroverted in this industry if you want to succeed. I'm quite an extroverted person in general, and I've always been that way since school, right? I naturally adjust my conversations with people. Put it this way, right? So the client is not going to care about how much wattage is in that light or how many megapixels are in that camera sensor. Like, clients specifically care about the end goal, the end result. And you can sound technically minded, but if you can't execute what you're saying, it's pointless, because they're going to look at you as untrustworthy and you're unable to problem solve for them, basically. That's what it is. It's like adult problem solving. And I love problem solving with clients as well. Like, if they've given you the option of a specific room to shoot an interview in, for example, on one of your other options you've got a better room with a wider window and it's a lot more of a larger space to get more gear in, then great, go for that, make that recommendation. If you can turn around and say, oh, I would love to use that room, however, I feel like we'd have a better setup and the interview will look better as a whole in this particular room because of the space and the window, that to me already screams volumes. If I'm the client and I don't know anything about interviews, someone's telling me things I haven't even thought about this particular room, I'm going to be more inclined to go with their decision, right? If you're not confident in what you're saying, then people aren't going to take you seriously. Right, so topic number 4. This particular topic is invest into the right kit. Now, you hear it all the time on social media and through different creators, YouTubers, freelancers, you name it, right? If you get the fundamentals of having the right kit, being a tripod, camera, lens, audio, lights, even media, you're already laughing. You've got everything that you need. But make sure you do your research. If you know you're going to be specializing in corporate interviews, for example, you are going to be filming more than likely in the day on a weekday, so it'll be between the 9 to 5 hours. You'll probably be in all sorts of different locations. You'll be in urban environments, you'll be outside, you'll be inside different places, probably be moving around, I don't know, maybe a warehouse, for example, if you're doing an interview about construction work. You are going to be in so many different places, so you want your technology to perform as best as it possibly can in those certain scenarios. When you're picking up a light, for example, don't just go for a 100-watt light just because it was £60 on Amazon. Like, come on. But if it is £60, let me know. Where you could ultimately spend another £60 and pick up a 200-watt light, for example, that's maybe within more of your budget and it's going to give you twice as much output. Obviously, lighting positions matter the most. Understand your 3-point lighting and how to correctly expose a face or an image. I'm not going to get into that. You can do your research and figure that out for yourself, but I think you understand what I'm saying. To me though, output is important. I've got all sorts of different lights because I've accumulated them over the years. Specific lights for specific uses, like tube lights, I think they're brilliant. They can go absolutely anywhere compared to my 600 aperture light that hardly moves out of the case. I have probably spent a couple of grand on kit that I've just let go to waste. Kind of regret spending that much. I could have put that couple of grand towards a new lens that I've put off for the longest time. The best way to make good decisions about kit is, again, going back to the previous topic, working with these people within your network on set, seeing what kit that they've got, ask them about particular reasons why they've got that kit. You can actually physically see it being used on set. I think that's important because it gives you a creative production flow. You can understand that this piece of kit is used for this particular scenario and it helps you make more improvised, educated decisions in the future. We're on to a really important topic, which is topic number 5. This will be our last topic of the video. It is feeling like you haven't figured it out yet. Now, I still get imposter syndrome to this day, and I have that mindset constantly, and it is exhausting. With the rise of social media and obviously having a social media presence, it is so easy to fall down that rabbit hole of scrolling through your phone, seeing all of these different creatives doing all these different things, and they all feel like they've found their place in the industry where they fit perfectly into their freelance life. And maybe you take a look at your work and think, I just haven't figured that out yet. And I think it's important to acknowledge that first. Now, at the time of making this video, I don't have it figured out either. I am literally just going with the flow, putting my foot in the door in a couple different industry avenues and just seeing what I connect with the most as a creative. As an example, I do enjoy corporate work. I think it's great. It gives me people skills, it gives me business skills, it gives me opportunities to travel, not just nationally, but internationally as well. It puts me in rooms with people who I've never thought I would even be in a room with. Roll the punches, figure out what works. Maybe you end up doing a gig that you absolutely hate, that's like sport related, for example. At least you know in your mind then that you don't connect with this part of the industry and you can steer clear of it. Being in the freelance filmmaking is a lifetime career. Again, you should be putting your foot in these different doors, whether that takes 4 to 6 years instead of 2 years, who knows? If it takes you 2 years, congrats, you're pretty good at what you do. A good example for me personally would be when I first started out, I had my mindset on being the next big DP on short and feature films, and I think I'm kind of growing out of that idea now. I think it's important to acknowledge that that's something that you've thought about, but perhaps it's not the avenue that you want to take, but at least you tried it, right? That's important. For me now, it feels like I want to grow a substantial video and photo media production company. So Craftlight Media, that is my production company. It's only small and it's baby steps at the moment. Having my own business helps me juggle all of these different topics and being able to branch out a little bit, you know, safer, if that makes sense, because I've got more of a structure in place. So that's me rambling for a good chunk of your time. Thank you for watching all of the video if you got to this point. It is currently 10:15 at night, and yeah, I just wanted to sort of put myself on camera, force myself out my comfort zone and start pumping out this content for you guys. So I would appreciate a like, sub, comment, whatever you want to do, just to show that people care about this content and they feel informed from it. But yes, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.